Hello and good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Amir Ismail, and I'm a Toronto-based licensed citizenship and immigration advisor. I see that a lot of people are joining us today, and why not? We are going live from Toronto uh, after 8 months. And the reason why it is after so long is because I was traveling. I was in Pakistan, UAE, and other Middle Eastern countries, including Turkey as well. And we had spent a lot of time appearing in media and educating people. And the purpose of these online sessions is simply to educate people and prepare them for their immigration processes. Today's broadcast is mainly focused on the updates that we are going to be sharing with you about the upcoming express entry draws. And the main focus would be to answer your queries. All right. So the same format. And we also have our giveaway today. The giveaway is a one-on-one consultation with us, and the winner will be given that consultation is worth $200. And if you win, you can expect to get that consultation free of cost. All you need to do is to put hashtag AIA immigration in the comment section, and you will be entered in the draw. I show you the screen as well, and you'll have an idea. Uh, So this is the screen we have, AIA Immigration. That is your giveaway tool. During the course of this presentation, we're gonna show this slide so that those who are joining later on can also benefit from it. So let's start our presentation today. Let me quickly acknowledge people who are joining us today. Let me know where are you joining us from today. Let me see who is with us today very quickly. We have Vishal Patil joining us from LinkedIn. Welcome. Hassan Makbul joining us from LinkedIn as well. Mehani, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Dental Art, thank you. Bilal Khan, walaikum assalam. Okay, we'll get back to you. Dental Art, we are not working on Saturdays and Sundays. Sundays are usually for our webinars. So we are with you today. Hopefully, we'll be able to answer the questions in real time with you. Abdul Rahman is with us. Tawkir Khan is with us. Alicia is joining us from YouTube. Walaikum assalam. Farid Shahid, thank you for joining us, Farid. It's a pleasure to have you today. Jim Khan, thank you very much. So many people joining us. I might not be able to acknowledge everyone. Balam Nevan Dinda is joining us from Uganda. Very warm welcome. John Zabe, thank you. Ziad Mahmood, we are going to be answering questions, so hold back your questions. Let's start with some of the updates and then we'll start taking questions. Farid, thank you for being part of this giveaway. So Umehani, it is AIA immigration this time around, not hashtag AIA. So AIA immigration, the way Inam has put in AIA immigration. Someone is saying video is not coming. Is that the case? Please let me know if that is the case. Ahmad Siddiqui, thank you. Tahar Shah Khalil, thank you. Abdul Basit Lada, thank you. Dr. Naveed, thank you very much. Samad Ansari. A lot of people from LinkedIn joining today, so I'll see what happens. I think the video behind is actually running a lot of ads. I wanted to show you some of my videos in background, but unfortunately, YouTube is showing a lot of ads these days, so sorry about that. Sharuddin, AIA Immigration, thank you very much for joining. Tariq Ayub, thank you for joining. Hassan Rajput, thank you. Dr. Das, thank you very much. Good morning, Tariq Ayub, doing very well. Thank you very much for joining us today. Shahid Hussain has joined us. Okay, I'll see who else is with us today. I'm going to quickly show all the names now, and then we'll jump on to our presentation very quickly. Sabreen, thank you. Tariq, Nasir Raja, Faisal. Farooq is saying, cannot see the video. I'm not too sure what's going on. This is the case. I think we need to fix it. Guys, let me know if you can see the video. Sana Amjad is joining us from LinkedIn. Nasir Raja, thank you. Farhan from Qatar, thank you very much for joining. Warm welcome. Sana Amjad, thank you. Hassan Rajput, Alicia Golamani. There's a LinkedIn user I don't know, but he's joining us from Sindh. Thank you very much. Okay, so many people to welcome today. Yamna, thank you very much for joining us. Pleasure seeing you again. Bilal Khan. Okay, express entry. Okay. Shoaib Sheikh is saying, good to see you. That means you can see me. Some people cannot see me. What is going on? Fazil from Mauritius. Very nice. Thank you very much. Yusuf Khalid from Lahore. Ahmaduddin Suleiman. Daud Khan. Walaikum salam. Nakash. Walaikum salam. Muhammad Shahid. Walaikum salam, boss. All right. Farhan. Okay. And Lada is saying that he's first time curious about immigration options. He's 40 years of age, so we're going to respond to your questions very shortly. Ari Awan is also asking which program is easy. And okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Okay, Shanila is saying I can see you. And Shanila is saying I can see you. Okay, I don't know. Let me just take a quick break then and re-enter the studio. That might help. So let's see if we can do that. Okay, I think it's a technical problem. Let me just come back in 5 seconds. Okay, I hope it works now. Let's see. Otherwise, I think you'll have to rely on the audio only today. I hope. Okay. Tayyab is saying I can see you from Lahore. Maybe this is the problem with LinkedIn only. Okay. Mama Shabazz is joining us from Bahrain. And someone is saying, Shoaib is saying, video is perfect and audible. Wonderful. Okay. Big boss, salam. Doing great. Doing great. Thank you very much. This program is convenient for nurses. Okay, so let me just quickly give you a background on what's going on in immigration, and if we can answer some questions very, very quickly. So, Government of Canada had paused the skilled worker express entry draws in December 2020, which gave a lot of people a lot of frustration because they started thinking that it's never going to happen for them. And they were right in thinking so, because if you have created your express entry profile, if you've applied, and if nothing is happening, and if your profile is expiring in 1 year, it obviously is very frustrating. But we know that because of COVID-19 situation, the borders were closed, and the strategy IRCC adopted was to continue to welcome immigrants, but at the same time secure their borders, avoid people coming from overseas. So they came up with the idea that they should focus on people who are already in Canada. And the best lot is the international students, those who are already here, they are studying, or they have graduated, they're working in Canada. And there are a lot of them here. When the pandemic hit, there was around 500,000 international students studying in Canada. And Government of Canada always had this program to encourage international students, but then they came up with the idea that we need to facilitate these international students even more. So they introduced different streams that facilitated the entry of temporary workers and students, and even those who were on visitor visa here. And that way they were able to meet their target for 2021 very easily. And in the meantime, they kept the federal skilled worker draws on hold. But this is very important to note that while the federal skilled worker draws were not happening, Canada was still welcoming immigrants from all over the world. And how were they able to do it? They were able to do it by way of nominations from provinces. So provincial nomination never stopped. It's also a fact that provincial nomination, while it gives you the opportunity to immigrate to Canada, you get 600 additional points, which virtually makes your immigration possible, because 600 points, a lot of points, and you can expect an invitation to apply in the very next draw. But provinces are not inviting everyone. They cannot invite everyone because there is a quota allocated to each province, and the number of applicants available in the pool is pretty high. So basically, provinces have a lot of choice to make, and that is why you find that you with say 440 ranking points are still waiting, while one of your colleague who had only 300 points was invited by one of the provinces, got 600 additional points, and he's or she is in Canada now. So it is very important to understand that the system works on an invitation-based criteria. You are invited to apply, and anyone who is immigrating to Canada, first of all, they are relying on provincial nominations these days. But anyone who is coming to Canada, who's migrating to Canada today, never knew if they're going to get that invitation or not. One fine morning, they woke up and they found that they were invited by a province. But there's one common thing that they all did. They all made themselves available for selection. They all made themselves available in the express entry pool. That is why it is very important for you to create your express entry profile regardless of the ranking score you have. Because if you get those 600 points, you can get immigration. Your immigration is facilitated with the help of those points. But a lot of people, they only focus on the ranking points. The main focus should be your ability to enter the express entry pool, because there is a criteria to enter the pool as well. You need to get 67 points to enter the pool. People talk about ranking points. I've got 400 points, I've got 450 points. Will it happen for me or not? But they don't take into account the fact that there is a threshold to enter the pool as well. And if you are not meeting the threshold, those ranking points are irrelevant altogether. So it's very important, first of all, and there are minimum requirements to enter the pool as well. You need to have at least 6 bands in each component of an IELTS journal track. You need to have at least 1 year of full-time paid work experience. And you need to, of course, meet the settlement funds requirement, and you need to be able to score 67 points on the point selection grid. So if you have not explored that point grid that is required for you to meet the pass mark 67 to enter the express entry pool, you should explore that first. And then once you're in the pool, try to register yourself with various provinces and then wait for an invitation to apply. So the news is that the Canadian government has announced, and it's not new news, it happened a month ago, but a lot of people are not aware about it, that the federal skilled worker program that were on pause since December 2020, they're expected to start from July. What it means is that if you have good ranking scores, somewhere between 460 to 470, you can expect an invitation to apply, and you don't have to rely on the province, but you have to be available in the pool. And to be available in the pool, you need to meet certain documentary requirements, which means that you need to have IELTS score in your hand, and you need to have your educational credential assessment as well, which, by the way, takes some time. So if you start now, you will be in a position to get a consideration when express entry draws resume. So I would recommend everyone who is interested in migrating to Canada and creating their express entry profile, they should do it right away. Okay, let's start with questions, and I'll take first question now, and then I'll move on to see what other questions do we have. If I've missed your question, you can repeat it. Okay, Tariq, thank you very much. Very much. Thank you very much. Wasim, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's. Your voice is disturbing. So maybe it's the internet connection that is causing. Okay, so first question is from Mohammad Tayyib. Dr. Mohammad Tayyib, I think you are from Pakistan. He's a PhD in molecular biology and want to immigrate to Canada. So anyone who's asking a question about their prospects of immigrating to Canada will be happy to make an assessment of your eligibility. And you can do your own assessment on the website of Canadian government, www.cic.gc.ca. They have a CRS tool available. You can make your assessment, and you can also make an assessment about that 67 points I referred before, and see where do you stand. If you want us to make that assessment, it's very simple. Just log on to our website, www.amirismail.com, and you'll find an assessment form for skilled workers. You can complete it, and we'll get back to you with our opinion about your eligibility. All right. Someone is joining us from Malakand as well, Shahid Islam. Okay, let's see. Okay, Rahim Bakas is asking, may I know how can I get PR as well as job opportunity in IT organization as ERP functional consultant? Immigration, definitely we can help you. Job, definitely not. We cannot help you in securing a job. You can look for the jobs yourself, or we can refer you some websites, and you can explore the job bank of Canadian government. But practically speaking, it is difficult to get hold of a job before you migrate to Canada. And definitely, you are not going to be paying someone for your job, right? There are so many local agents in your countries who are offering jobs against money. It is very illegal to charge money against job offers, and it is illegal to pay for your own jobs. So if an employer is getting interested in you, obviously they have to go through a procedure called labor market impact assessment. If that is the case, by all means, go ahead and apply with them. But do not fall prey to these local agents who charge money to arrange jobs. Okay. So everyone can see me. That's fine. Jawad is joining us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Samir Munir has entered. Okay, Amir Saeed is asking a good question. He's a cashier in Qatar. Can I job in Qatar or get work permit? Okay, so we are unable to assist you with any sort of job, as I indicated, and we can assist you in immigration procedures. The kind of occupation you are in, it falls under NOC-C, I believe. For you to qualify for immigration to Canada under the Express Entry Program, under Federal Skilled Worker Program, or any provincial programs, and they all require you to have work experience in NOC O, A, and B, which means that you need to have experience in management occupation or occupation that require you to have at least a degree or a diploma. Cashiers and travel agents and office assistants, they usually fall under NOC C, unless you supervise people. And regardless of your title, if you are in a supervisory position, then you might fall under NOC-B. So we can make an assessment, but if it is purely a cashier job or a teller job in a bank, you might not qualify for immigration, okay? Dr. Naveed Mahmood is asking that he has completed a PhD in food processing engineering, and he has already received positive response from us, the AIE, about Express Entry. There is one question: provincial nomination is not properly clear to me. You can explain. So provincial nomination is basically a nomination for permanent residence. There are 10 provinces and 3 territories in Canada, and each one of them has their own immigration program. That doesn't mean that the provinces are going to give you immigration. The provinces are going to nominate you if they like your profile, your skills, your work experience, and everything. And they sign agreements with the federal government. Federal government is the government authorized to issue immigration status to people. So federal government works with provincial governments, and provinces, being smaller entities, are in a better position to gauge their labor market needs. So they identify skills, they identify professionals who would be beneficial to their labor market, and then they nominate these people. So federal government allocate quotas to these provinces, and it allows them to nominate these people. And if there is a nomination, in recognition of that nomination, you get 600 additional points, which paves your way to immigration to Canada. Provinces have limited quotas, so they utilize the quotas efficiently. They don't nominate each and every one. They nominate only those people they find best suited to their labor market. So provincial nomination is a good opportunity. It's not a guaranteed thing, but it is worth looking into, especially for people who are losing points one way or the other because of age factor, because of lower bands in IELTS score. So it is worth looking into. But I've seen that in your local markets and in local agents, they take up cases saying that it's a definite thing. It's going to definitely happen. It doesn't work that way. So, but it is worth making yourself available as a potential candidate, because if you don't do that, if you don't make yourself available as a potential candidate, the result will be absolutely zero, So why not take that chance? Okay, Teresa, Sufyan Sheikh. Sufyan, the hashtag today is AIA immigration, not AIA only. So if you want to enter, put AIA immigration, okay? Shahid Hussain is saying that he has 14 years of education or DA mechanical. Can he apply for express entry? Most definitely, yes, you can, if you're meeting the criteria to enter the pool and if you are qualifying. And most probably it's going to be a PNP option, right? So let's see. Okay, and I recommend people, if you are putting comments, don't put your contact information, because you are going to be bombarded with a lot of local agents coming after you, because I know that they follow potential candidates and then they misguide them. So it's best that you don't put your contact information. If you want to get in touch with us, you can do so directly. Okay. Ali Shah has entered. Bakar, thank you. Daud Khan, he wants to immigrate. Get in touch with our team. We'll be able to help you. Musaddiq Kamal, he just wants to know his current eligibility, like points. How can I know? Can you help me? So Musaddiq, please complete our assessment form. It is available on our website, www.amirismail.com. You can see in the scroll down as well. And it will be wonderful to make an assessment. It's free of cost, without any obligation. Once you know your eligibility, if you want to proceed further, I will be happy to assist you. Sayed Faizyab Ali Zadi is saying that he's a senior finance specialist and he's got MBA equivalency, ECA as well, IELTS, 6-7 years of diversified professional experience. So Faizyab, I'm assuming that you've done your ECA, you've done your IELTS as well, so you have a pretty good idea about the process. If you want to discuss anything that is specific, please do get in touch with us and we'll be happy to arrange a consultation, a formal consultation. Essam Khan Jadoon is asking a question that I'm asked thousands of times. Can I convert my visitor visa to a job visa? No, you cannot convert anything to any other category, and any visa to any other category. A visitor visa is granted to you to visit Canada and leave Canada upon expiry of your period authorized for your stay. You cannot convert your visitor visa to a job visa. It doesn't work that way. If you want to apply for a job visa, you need to have a job offer first, a genuine job offer, which is approved by the Labor Department in Canada. So if you are planning to apply for a job visa, first get a job offer, and then you should be able to get a work permit. And that work permit application will be submitted outside Canada. So any application, any category, the first application is always submitted outside Canada. Nothing is convertible, okay? Okay, wonderful. Daud Khan, he's got 3 kids. I don't know what you're doing, Daud. You should be speaking to us, all right? Okay, for HI, the saying ECA process takes 35 days. Does that impact the application timelines? Well, the application will only come into picture once you have your ECA and IELTS score. ECA and IELTS are the two important documents that are required to create your Express Entry profile. So we hope that you get that as soon as possible, and then you will be able to create your Express Entry profile. Shoaib M. Sheikh is saying he's working with a bank and he's an SVP with 18 years of experience in MBA examination. Shoaib, get in touch with us. We'll let you know whether you're qualifying. I'm assuming that your age is somewhere around 40 and you might be losing some points in the age factor. I don't really have all your details, but once we have those, then we'll be able to give you a concrete opinion. But from the look of it, maybe you have to rely on a PNP program. Nasir Raj is saying he's got 2 years BSc, 14 years qualification, plus 4 years nursing diploma, and do I qualify? We'll need further information from you in terms of your age, your work experience. So instead of providing that information here, you might want to provide it by way of our assessment form. We'll make an assessment, let you know whether you're qualifying or not. On the face of it, you do have good qualifications. You have 4 years nursing diploma on top of the BSc, which makes it good. I think you'll stand good chances. Nurses are in great demand in Canada at the moment. So do that, and then of course look into the ECA and IELTS as well. Okay, Faizia, I've already responded to you. Jadoon Saab, he's a cyber security professional with 7 years experience. Interested in FSW and PNP. Obviously, we will be very interested in speaking to you. Complete our assessment form, and we'll be happy to provide you some guidelines to help you in understanding the process, and you can take it from there. Fahad is asking options for accountants. He's 34, 3 years BSc honors program from UK. He's married. Wife has done BSc for physics, 4 years program. Advice. Looks like a very good case. You're losing some points in the age factor. They started deducting points from age 30, but it's not too late. I think you can consider applying. And the good thing is your spouse is also qualified. I'm assuming that she's also good at English. So you both need to appear in IELTS. You both need to get your ECA done. And if you want to have a discussion, get in touch with our team and we'll be happy to arrange. Somebody is saying it's important to have 8,777 in IELTS for immigration. Well, 8,777 will get you maximum points in language factor, but it's not a mandatory requirement. The minimum is 6. That doesn't mean that 6 is the target. You need to, of course, score better so your profile is more competitive. But all these people who are migrating to Canada, especially under the PNP program, not necessarily all of them have 8,777. They may have lesser. That is why they were relying on PNP, right? If you have 8,777, if you are under the age of 30, if you have a master's degree, if you've got at least 3 years of work experience, that means that you will get optimum points, somewhere in the vicinity of 450 to 480, right? So if that is the case, then you don't have to rely on PNP. Then you can get an invitation under the federal program. The point is that most of the people, even if they had 480 points or more, they were not able to qualify under the federal program. I mean, they were able to qualify, but they did not get any invitation under the federal skilled worker program because the draws were on hold. So how did these people migrate? They either kept on waiting because there was no federal skilled worker draw, or some of them were nominated by a province and they proceeded to immigrate to Canada. Okay. So by all means, create your profile, even if you don't have 8,777. It's not a mandatory requirement. Who knows? You get an invitation from a province and you might be able to qualify. Shoaib is a senior banking professional. As I advise you, get in touch with us. Overall, 6 bands, not overall, 6 bands in each component. And after nomination by any province, how much time it will take? This is a question asked by Rana Imran. So when you get your invitation to apply for nomination by a province, you are given certain amount of time to submit application to the province first. And then the province processes the application. It can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months. Once the province approves the application, you get a provincial nomination by way of which you get 600 additional points. You still don't get immigration. You go back in the express entry pool where you claim those 600 points. Your point score rises to whatever your score was, and then 600 points were added. So say if you had 340 points, you got 600, your score is now 940. You have to wait for the next express entry draw to happen, and then by way of that draw, the federal government is going to invite you to apply for immigration. They're going to give you 60 days to submit an immigration application, and then they take another 6 more months. Although during COVID time they've taken more, but the usual timeline is 6 months. 6 more months to process immigration application. So it will be a two-step process. First, creation of the express entry profile, then registration with the province, then waiting for the province to call you or invite you to submit a provincial nominee application. Then province approves the application. You go back in the express entry pool. Then you wait for the express entry draw. Then you're invited to apply for permanent residence. Then you submit permanent residence application. Then your background security checks are conducted by the federal government, and then they approve your visa. So not basically two steps. There are several sub steps involved as well. And by the way, if you get your provincial nomination or an invitation from a province, a lot of people are refused by the province as well. And even if you get your nomination by the province, a lot of people are refused by the federal government at the immigration application stage. So you have to be very careful. If you get an nomination from a province or even an invitation from the province to submit a nomination application, take it as an opportunity. Don't lose that, because not everyone get that invitation from the province. If you're the lucky one, make sure that you provide them all the documentation, accurate documentation, make no errors. And if you get that nomination, make sure that you submit an accurate application to the federal government as well, right? So on every step, be very careful, and then you'll be okay. Kamran Khan, you're very welcome. Okay, Abdul Wasid Lada is asking, I'm a bit new to this, so IELTS required for both self and spouse. Do you facilitate education document verification, whatever process you mentioned? Yes, we do help in guideline and giving you guidelines on the educational credential assessment. If you need any assistance in any attestation process or anything, some of our colleagues in our local offices, they'll be able to help you. And lastly, can you do or recommend immigration options other than Canada, which would be suitable and quick for 40 years finance professional from Karachi? So we do assist in Canadian immigration only. We used to do some Australian cases as well, but because of the selection criteria becoming so stringent in Australia, our focus is entirely on Canada. And we are authorized by the Canadian government to represent your application, right? So feel free to get in touch with us. We'll be happy to assist. Okay. Okay, Kamran Khan is saying he tried Express Entry a few years ago. He was not successful. Now I would like to apply again for Express Entry program and need your assistance. You're very welcome to get in touch. That's a problem. You see, the Express Entry system is an invitation-based system, and sometimes you don't get an invitation because of whatever reason. Your ranking score was low, you were not picked up by any province. But if your profile expires in 1 year's time, I think you should not be discouraged. Why? Because, you know, it may happen in the next year, and they are not charging any money to create the profile. So why not renew it? And if you do it, at least you have made yourself available as a potential candidate. If your profile expires and you don't renew it, if you don't recreate the profile, you're basically out of the system. And who knows, you had the chance of getting selected, but you just got out of the system because you were disappointed that I did not get an invite. I don't think that this should be the way forward. I know that it is frustrating, and because of COVID, there was a pause as well, and a lot of things were going on. But now is the time that you make yourself available with a determination, and I hope that's going to happen for you. Okay, Rahim Al-Bakas is saying that he's got professional experience 6 years in education. He's completed 10 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3. Which I don't know how, but I'm assuming this was like intermediate and graduation and some diploma. Could you please suggest me to step a path for me, which helped me to get PR? Basically, he's asking for assistance in immigration. So please get in touch with our team. We'll be happy to assist you. Complete our assessment form, and we'll give you an assessment. Kamran is saying, what is the difference between provincial and federal immigration program? So immigration is basically granted by the federal government, but there are programs administered by the federal government, such as Federal Skilled Worker Program, Federal Trade Program, and Canada Experience Class. And provinces also take part in immigration by nominating these people. At the end of the day, it is the federal government that is going to give you immigration. If you want to learn about the eligibility under provincial programs and federal immigration programs, please get in touch with us. Rahim is saying that he got our reference from a friend who is in the UK. Thank you very much, and say thanks to that friend. I'm sure that he knows us. Alisha Golamani is saying, is there any age requirement in PNP and federal? There are no age restrictions as such. You start losing points at a certain age. For example, you start losing points at age 35 for the criteria placed to enter the express entry pool, the 67 criteria I talked about earlier. And then when you're in the pool under the ranking system, you start losing points from age 30. So you start losing points, but then there are other factors in play as well, right? So if you're depending on a provincial nominee program, I think it becomes less of a relevance that how many points you have lost in your age factor, because if you are getting those 600 bonus points by way of provincial nomination, then the loss in points is definitely going to be covered. Kamran Khan is saying that he's got equivalence in WES. So I love to deal with educated clients who are educated from the point of view of them knowing the immigration process inside out. They have done their WES, ECA, they've done their IELTS. So it's easier to deal with them because they are on the same page with us. So we'll be very happy to assist you, Kamran. Get in touch with us. Okay, so I've already responded to you, Mr. Zedi. Thank you for commenting. Okay, can I take another question? Some of the Sari saying, if one doesn't score 8777, then what are the chances to score lower than 462? My IELTS score is 896.5, 8.5 lower in writing. Experience is 9 years in corporate investment banking. CR is 405. So you are definitely relying on a PNP. And as I said, you can get 600 additional points. The only problem is that no one can guarantee or predict if you're going to get a selection from a province. But I can predict that you're not going to get any invitation from a province if you're not part of the pool. It's very easy, right? It's very important that you are in the pool, be an active candidate so that you can benefit from a provincial nomination. Otherwise, if you look at the pass rank for the federal program, it has always been hovering around starting from 434 to 470 or more, right? And in recent times, it was hovering around 460 to 470. And when they resume those draws, I'm assuming that it's going to hover around 460 to 470, even more, for a very long time. So most of the people who are approaching us, or most of the people who are applying, they don't really have 460 to 470. Although the pool is now full of people who have 460 to 480 or more points, right? So you're in competition with a lot of people, but most of them don't have that kind of score, and they have to rely on provincial nomination. So be part of the pool and keep your fingers crossed. Okay. Okay, a lot of questions, and I don't see that we might be able to cover everyone in this 1 hour session, but I'll try to answer. Okay. There is a question coming from LinkedIn. Muhammad Tasibi saying that he is operating a business, wants to apply for tourist visa. Yes, you can apply for tourist visa. Just bear in mind that the refusal rate for a tourist visa for Canada is very high. And the reason is because there are a lot of people applying without any international travel history. They're applying with lack of documentation and everything. So if you're applying for a tourist visa, make sure that you have everything in order. You prove your ties to your home country, and you also improve your travel history. If you have never traveled overseas, and if you're directly traveling to Canada, the officer finds it difficult to approve application because they have a doubt whether you are a genuine visitor. Having said that, it's not a mandatory requirement that you need to have international travel history, but it's always a good idea to improve your travel history before you apply for a country like Canada, US, UK, right? Okay. Okay, there are more questions coming in. Just let me scroll through some of them. Ashton is saying he hasn't done IELTS, but he has 3.4 years of experience with HPL. And he also has Bachelor's degree, 16 years education. Okay, so most of the people who contact us, they don't have the IELTS yet, but they wish to know their eligibility. So when you complete our assessment form, you can indicate the expected score in IELTS. What do you think about your IELTS score? You can be conservative. You can indicate something a little lower than what you expect, and we can make an assessment on the basis of that. Okay. Tyrone Fernandez is saying, what is the age requirement factor for? So there are points for each factor, right? There is no age requirement as such. There are points allocated to certain age, and you start losing points at a certain age threshold. And if you lose all your points, still there might be a possibility if you are scoring points on other factors. We can look into that. Okay, so this is saying that she has done master's and also MBA in healthcare and has 4 years work experience, but she doesn't have IELTS and she wants working visa. What should the process and how can I avail? Now, so this is what is going on, especially in Pakistan. There are people in this local market who are offering jobs to people, and this is basically an illegal activity. They cannot offer you jobs, right? If you want to work in Canada, approach the employers directly or approach a licensed recruitment agent in Canada. They are not supposed to charge you any money. So whenever people ask me about working visa, I always warn them that, first of all, the idea about applying for working visa stems from these Facebook postings that these local agents are doing. They are misguiding people that they are in a position to apply for a job, and then they ask money for it, which is illegal. It's not allowed under Canadian law. So make sure that you don't pay anyone for these jobs. And if you have a good profile, why don't you think about immigrating to Canada rather than focusing on working visa? People who immigrate to Canada here in this city in Toronto, where we are based, or anywhere in Canada, even when they are an immigrant, they still find it difficult to find a job because they are bringing in foreign education, they are bringing in foreign work experience. It takes time for them to, familiarize themselves with the Canadian labor market or upgrade their qualification, do licensing and everything. So while sitting in a foreign country, it is very difficult for you to get a job offer, and an employer gets interested and applies for that job verification on your behalf, goes an extra mile. Most of them are not doing that, right? So be very, very careful. Okay, Abid Hussain is saying, what if someone has 11 years of education, can apply for immigration? So you have 11 years of education, we'll have to look into your age, your working experience, your language skills. We can make an assessment, get in touch with our team, and we'll be happy. CES or WES, both are acceptable. Syed Faizyab Ali Zaidi is asking. Yes, both are acceptable. There are, in fact, more assessment bodies, ICAS, IQAS. You can choose any one of them. Muiz Ladak is saying, I have below NOC code experience, which should I select while creating an EE profile? NOC 6552, call center, 4 years experience, NOC. Okay, so if you are looking for a consultation of this nature, please get in touch with our team and they'll be able to arrange a formal consultation, because during a live show, we are unable to compare your job duties and provide you guideline of this specific nature. So get in touch with our team. We'll be happy to assist you if you are in a position to book for our professional time. I hope you understand. Ali Sayed, thank you for your appreciation. Okay, I'm lagging behind on these questions. There are so many coming in. Fraz is saying he's done master's in civil engineering, 7 years of experience, want to move to Canada with wife. My wife has BBA with 2 kids. One is 4 years, other is 4 months. I'm getting very less IELTS score. My age is 31. So for us, we need to see whether you're scoring at least 6 or not in each component. And we also need to see with those at least 6, are you getting those 67 points or not? Are you able to enter the express entry pool or not? And then once you are in the pool, we need to see which province should be feasible, conducive for you to apply in. Okay. So you can complete our assessment form. We'll let you know and provide you proper guidelines, or do your own research. Everything is online, right? Do your own research so that no one can misguide you. Taimur Hassan is saying, can you give contact number of your Karachi office? Yes, it's available on our website, www.amirismail.com. Get in touch with them and they'll be happy to guide you about the assessment process. Okay, and Masum saying, sir, don't you believe on your work? So he's asked, and he's saying, sir, you always asking money. Okay, I don't know how to respond to that, but thank you very much for asking this question. I don't think that you paid any money to attend this session, right? You didn't. Yeah, and when you complete our assessment form, it is free. But if you are going to retain our services, we are definitely going to ask you money because time is our only inventory. And that is the professional time. When you come to Canada, hopefully, and you start working, especially in a service industry, I think you are also going to ask for money, right? So nothing is free in this world, but some things are free. Like this webinar is free, like our assessment is free. When you complete our assessment form, it is the opinion that we provide, and each assessment is made by me personally. So when we respond to you, it is free. Okay, but thank you very much for your comment. It gave me the opportunity to explain. Um, Imran Khalik, and interested in pharmacists. So you are a pharmacist and you are interested in applying for immigration. So complete our assessment form for a free assessment of your eligibility. Okay. Sajid Mahmood has got a Master of Commerce and has got his 44 and 17 years of experience. Sajid, I think you'll be struggling with your score because you're losing significant points in age factor. You start losing points from age 30, right? But we can look into your work experience. If you've got some senior management work experience, we can look into the streams that are specifically designed for senior managers, and we can look into the possibility of you applying under those. Okay. Okay. All right. That's good. Let me see if I can see more of these. Yusuf Khalid is asking the same question. Job offer. We don't deal in job offers. It's illegal to arrange jobs and charge money against those. So sorry about that. Okay, let's see. Okay. Tariq Ayub is saying, I want to know that can I apply for Canada as I got 6 bands in IELTS academic? My qualification is MS. Can you please suggest me the best way? So for immigration purposes, the IELTS track required is the general track, right? So academic one will not be accepted. So you need to repeat, you need to reappear in IELTS. Sayed Melissa Kazmi is asking, oh, by the way, thank you, Melissa, for joining us. It's a pleasure seeing you online after a while. Does NOC category we choose make a difference? Any categories that are more in demand, please elaborate. Thank you for this important question. So there is no occupation in demand list for the federal program, right? It depends on your overall ranking score. And you can get an invitation if you've got that ranking score that matches or is lower or is more than the pass rank of a particular draw. But having said that, some provinces do target specific occupations, so it might make a difference. But obviously, you're going to select the NOC which matches in reality with your occupation, right? And I'm assuming that you're asking it for one of your relatives, right? So they need to make sure that they are choosing the correct NOC. But the big news is that the Canadian government has announced that they are going to bring in changes where they can invite cohorts of professionals. That means that they might be able to invite under the federal program specific professionals in specific categories, occupations like accountants or nurses or engineers or IT professionals. At the moment, there is no such system in place. They just invite people based on their ranking, but going forward, and it's very much in the works, it's going to happen. So you can expect that you might get an invitation regardless of your ranking score if you belong to an occupation that is being invited under a specific express entry draw. So say if a draw happens and they target engineers, electrical engineers or mechanical engineers or civil engineers or whatever, and if you are one of those professionals, you can expect to get an invitation. So that is going to be a very big change coming up, and you should make yourself available um, in the express entry pool. Okay. Muhammad Bilal Jali saying, do we have any opportunity for doctors at Canada and PNP? Not exactly, because most of the PNPs, they don't have doctors listed as their occupations, or they are not targeting. But some of the provinces you can look into, like Newfoundland, for example, they target health professionals. So yeah, it could be a possibility. Maheen Answer saying that she's got 16 years of education, 2 years working experience in software. Do I qualify, or should I apply for student visa masters? So get in touch with our team, Maheen, and we'll make an assessment if you have not already done so. And we'll be happy to guide you for both the streams and give you an opinion. Okay. Okay, so I think I already answered Tahir Ayub. Waqar is asking that wife is 4 years, holding a 4 years BS, 2 years experience, IELTS band is 6 under 25, can be applied for immigration. Yeah, so do an assessment on the official website of Canadian government. You know the website, right? It's cic.gc.ca, and they have a CRS tool. It'll know where do you stand in terms of points, and we can also make an assessment to let you know where you stand. And your own experience and education could contribute toward her eligibility, and your own IELTS score can also be helpful. Samreen has 18 years of education. She's 27, 6 years of experience, and 7 minutes IELTS. Still, my points are less than 400. Yeah, this is because in IELTS, they look at each component individually. So I'm assuming that you've got very good IELTS score, but somewhere, somehow, you score less than 7. That has impacted your overall score. But regardless, you might be a good candidate for a provincial program. But in the meantime, I would highly recommend that you improve your IELTS and try to overcome that shortage, wherever it is, reading, writing, speaking, or listening. Okay. Hassan is asking how much score is required for immigration for a single person with 3.4 years of banking experience and 16 years of education, but not done IELTS yet. So if you're asking about the overall score, the ranking score, there is no past rank as such, but we know out of our experience for the last 7 years that this express entry system is in place, that under the federal program, unless you have more than 450, you don't really stand a chance for the time being. We don't know about the future if they start reducing the pass rank to a level that we used to experience 2-3 years ago, and even 434 used to be a very good score. But at the moment, if you don't have that kind of score, then obviously you have to target PNP programs. Okay, so Yusuf, I've already responded to you. No worries there. Tamur is saying that he's done masters in chemical, and he's got experience of 7 years, including overseas experience. His age is 30, and that seems to be a good case. Master's degree is definitely going to get you the required points, bring you closer to the target score for federal program. But then again, the PNP programs can also be targeted. Okay, and there's a question. Let me just have a drink of water. Muhammad Ahmad is saying he's got experience working student type of job, which is related to my academic field. Does this type of job has an impact on my profile? If you've got work experience, and I'm assuming it's a part-time work experience, so we need to convert it into equivalent full-time. So say if you were working half-time and you work for 2 years, 1 year of that will be counted, but it needs to meet the definition of work. It has to be paid, it has to be full-time or full-time equivalent, which would be in your case, and it has to be continuous, right? So we need to look at it, and we can make an assessment to see where you stand with that student work experience. Sayed Azmal Hussain is saying that he is 30, he's got ACC and 4 years experience. What are the chances for accountants? Accountants are very much in demand, and provinces like Alberta, even Saskatchewan, and other provinces as well, they keep on inviting accountants all the time. So make yourself available in the pool, and hopefully you're going to get selected. Okay, so Samir Munir is saying, can you please share some insight about IMP, International Mobility Program? Are you dealing with this program? The Samir, again, the local agents are spreading wrong information about the IMP, International Mobility Program. Is not a program itself. It's basically an umbrella under which different program exist. For example, the spouse of an international student who get an open work permit comes under international mobility program. Someone who wants to work for a Canadian employer who has already formed an association, whether it's a branch office or a regional office, somewhere like in your home country, for example. And if you're already associated with that regional office, then you can get an intra-company transferee, or you can come to Canada under the International Mobility Program for highly qualified executives, for example. And you could prove that your arrival in Canada is going to make a significant difference. It's going to prove to be significant benefit to Canada and will result in training of Canadians who are already working for a Canadian company. People here in Pakistan and UAE and other countries, they market IMP as if it's a very easy route to take, and then they offer you jobs against money, which lands you in trouble, basically a refusal based on misrepresentation, right? So be very careful. Read about it yourself on the CIC website. Understand the procedure, the criteria, and then you'll know as to what is the requirement, and then only you apply or approach someone. And if you approach someone, needs to be a licensed person. I don't know, people keep on approaching these local agents and then get the misguidance from them. Yumna is asking a very valid question, very nice. What are the most common reasons for rejection from government, both federal and provincial? So there could be a lot of reasons, assuming that there are no problems with the health, background security checks or criminal checks. Then the most common problem with the skilled worker category under federal and provincial is the choice of wrong NOC, wrong occupation. Even if the choice of NOC was correct, the job description was not clarified, lacking of employment reference letters, not according to the format, and many a times it's a big deal because the officer is unable to verify your job description, right? So that is the most common in my point of view, but there could be many others, right? Even if you fail to provide documents at the time of submission of your PR applications in full, like complete application, you still can get a refusal. So if you forgot to include a police certificate, or you forgot to include your settlement funds properly, it can still lead to a refusal, right? Okay, let's move forward. Hamza is saying he's got master's in mechanical engineering, 5 years of work experience. Which program would be better, express entry or PNP? And can you please elaborate which one easier to get, immigration or student visa? I'm very glad that you asked this question, and this is a confusion a lot of people have. They ask, should I apply in express entry or should I apply in PNP? Well, these two things are not separate. You have to create your express entry profile in order to apply for PNP. Say for one provincial nominee program where you don't necessarily need to create an express entry profile. It's called occupation demand for Saskatchewan. But all other program, the PNP program, you have to create express entry profile. Express entry is not a program. It is a file management system. So understand this. Unless you make your express entry profile, you can't proceed to apply for a PNP. So it's not that I have a choice to make an express entry profile or PNP. It's not like that, right? So understand that. Create express entry profile, and then your profile is available for federal skilled worker program, and then you approach PNP as well, so that you could get 600 additional points, right? And the question about which one is easier to get, immigration or student, there is nothing easy. Basically, you need to meet the criteria, right? Immigration, at least there is a certain amount of certainty that you know that you have, uh, you know, a range of ranking score which is closer to pass rank of the recent draws, and you're meeting the criteria, you expect that you're going to get immigration. Student visa, on the other hand, is a temporary visa where you are convincing the officer that there is a need for you to study in Canada. You're going to study in Canada, you're going to go back to your home country. You convince them which are what are those factors that are going to pull you back to your home country? What are the ties in the home country? What is the prospect of studying in Canada? How would you benefit from this Canadian degree when you go back to your home country? If the officer is convinced and you are deemed to be a genuine student, you will get your student visa. But if they are not, then obviously it can result in a refusal of student visa. So it's not about easy. It's about your own intentions. What do you want to do? You want to immigrate. You want to come and study. And obviously, whichever route you take, and then you provide them proper documentation and try to convince them. Okay. Hope that answers the question. Okay. So let's see if I have more further question. Okay. Mohammed Fazan is saying, can you comment of banker can apply, specifically operations people from banking industry, such as back office operation? Definitely they can apply. There is no occupation demand list under federal program, and your occupation might be in demand in some of the provinces as well. There's a little bit of research that is needed to be done, and if that is the case, then you will stand good chances in under a provincial program as well. Okay. Okay, so let's see if I can answer a few more before I close our question and answer session. Let's see if you have been able to enter the giveaway. Today's hashtag is AIA Immigration. We already have 21 entries. So if you haven't done so, this is the time, because we're going to be closing our session, and then we'll be having this draw. So let's see who wins today. Let me see if I can answer a few more questions before we close our session. John Zev is saying that he's got master's in supply chain management. He's got 10 years experience, but after submitting his application got rejected instantly. Couldn't understand the reason. So John Zev, get in touch with us, and I think we'll be able to help you, because with this 10 years of experience in master's in supply chain management, it shouldn't happen, but it has happened. So there must be a reason for that. Bella is saying that immigration about she wants to know about immigration. She's done MPhil, 3 years experience, teaching experience, and kindly guide me regarding immigration. Can I take with family member? Yes, dependents can be included. Your spouse, if you're married, your children can be included if you have children, and we can make an assessment, complete our assessment form. We can let you know whether you qualifying or not. Adam Ganatra is saying that my wife and I are about to apply. Our potential score is between 467 and 472. I have 10 years of experience in FMCG marketing, and I'm the primary applicant. What are the chances of us to receive an ITA? Good chances, I believe so. I cannot predict as to when this is going to happen, because when they resume draws, it might take a while before the score goes down to 467 or so, but it should happen soon, I believe. Wish you best of luck. Okay, so let's see if we have. Rashid Mir is saying, is the artist and athlete program available where there's no age limit, but one have to provide proof working as self-employed? So the self-employed program, the federal program, is specifically designed for artists and athletes of national or international level recognition. So if you've got that, you can get in touch with us and we can make an assessment. Okay. Let me see. I'm just quickly browsing through, and I might miss some of your comments. I apologize for that. It's we are lacking of time because of lacking of time. But you can send us your questions by email, info@amirismail.com, or you can leave a comment, and we'll be happy to get back to you. Okay, Roshan is saying that he wants to move to Canada with family, done diploma in civil engineering, and is doing auto parts business as well. So we'll see how much chances do you stand. Okay, Hirani is saying, would bringing family be any concern by the Kenyan government if I'm coming in as an international student? Well, you need to address those concerns, right? You need to provide them the evidence that you've got the ability to provide for your family, and there are sufficient ties back home that will compel you all to leave Canada at the end of the period authorized for your stay. If they allow you to come to Canada as an international student, so you can apply at the same time for your spouse for an open work permit. And if they allow, then she can come and work for uh, for work as a full-time employee. Okay. Mia Zulfikar has an MPhil, electrical power energy engineering, and 6 years experience, and IELTS score 6 band. Well, that is low, but I think you need to improve. And 6 band is the overall. I think. What about the individual scores? We need to look into that as well. Okay. Okay. So I think we are there. Almost Jazeb has entered. See if Azia Ali has entered as well. There are some more questions coming in. I might not be able to entertain everyone, but thank you very much for posing this question. We're going to be getting back to you guys. So new changes. Are new changes in Express Entry beneficial for experienced or above 35 candidates? We still have to wait and see how it's going to operate. But the suggestion is about targeting a specific group of people belonging to specific occupations. So I think it's going to be beneficial for a lot of people. We still have to see how is it going to work, but still in consideration by the parliament and everything. Okay. Nasir Raja is saying, I want free one-on-one meeting by phone, sir. Go with the free assessment first, okay? And then we'll see if we are in a position to provide you free one-on-one. But you can always call our local office and talk to our staff, or even our Toronto office, talk to our staff free of cost. No worries. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay. How to check criteria of points for Express Entry PNB? How to choose primary applicant? So the website cic.gc.ca has a CRS calculation tool. You can use that tool, and you will be able to know your standing there. Or you can get in touch with us, and we'll be happy to see. Altaf Khan is saying that he did his 19th in 1997. Okay, so I'm not sure what he's saying, but he's got 60 points, 9 in 1997, 12th in 1999, got 50% points. Okay, so he's got 61. My B.Ed is ongoing, 37. Please, can I get admission master or in law? You won't be able to get admission in law because Canada doesn't allow admissions in law or medicine to foreign nationals. But any other degree that you want to do, the academic requirements, the performance requirement is set by the institute. So if there is a course available that can give you admission on the basis of the score that you have in your B.Ed, we'll be happy to assist. Not a problem. Okay. Okay, let us see. Okay, so there is a question. Fahad Ayub is saying, Salam, sir, a big fan of you. Please, I have a question. Win my appeal of spousal sponsorship from IAD and got notice of decision letter next day. It's been almost 7 months. I haven't received the remedical passport. So hang in there, Fahad. It's a good news that you got the case approved. It's just a matter of wait because they are dealing with a huge backlog at the moment. We just got the news that the backlog has increased over 2 million applications. And you can imagine that this is causing a lot of delays in processing. So this is going to be a while before people can get their decisions, but it's going to happen. Okay. So let's see if we can. Okay. So John Zeb is saying, can we reapply through the same GC key? I think you can reapply with the same GC key because that is the account you created, right? Bilal Nawaz is saying, I want to apply student visa and non-SDS from Pakistan. You're very welcome to do so. Okay. Last question. Sardar is saying, please advise on visiting lecture experience count. Does it count in part-time? University has not mentioned hours in the pay stubs. Okay, you need to come up with the calculation of a number of hours and then convert them into equivalent full-time and then see how much does it come down to. If it is at least 1 year, then it should be considered. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's see. We need to run this giveaway. Let's see if I'm just going to give you 10 more seconds. If you want to enter, the hashtag is AIA Immigration. Okay, share screen, Chrome tab, and giveaway tool. There we have. So we've got 30 entries, and the condition is that if you win, you should be online at the moment, right? If you've logged off, then obviously we will give it to someone else. We are gonna run the hashtag giveaway once again. Okay, so here we go. Okay, who's winning it? Okay, and Sayed Faiziab Ali Zadi, you are the winner for this giveaway. If you are online at the moment, please give us a comment. And if you're not, then we're going to run it again. Okay. It's just going to give another 10 seconds. Oh, yeah, there you are. There you are. Yes, I am. He says, yes, I am. Faiziab Ali Zedi is online. Okay, Faiziab, you are going to be contacted by our team. Thank you for participating, everyone, and congratulations, Faiziab Ali Zedi, for winning this giveaway. We're going to be conducting a one-on-one consultation with you. If you want to get in touch with our team, we can be contacted in Toronto directly, or we have an office in Pakistan as well. You can get in touch with our team in Pakistan. I'm going to show you a slide that will show you our contact details. I believe I have one over here. There is this contact slide, I guess. Yeah, so let me just remove this comment from. Okay, let's see, hide. Okay, and let's hide this hashtag as well. Hide. Okay, so this is our contact information. In Toronto, we are at Suite 5700, 100 King Street West, Toronto. In Karachi, we are located at Suite 706, 7th floor, Kashif Center, Sharaf Faisal. The number is also given on this slide. You can look into it. The number 647-835-0660 is on WhatsApp as well, so that you can note down. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. We will be continuing to go live every Saturday, the way it used to be before our travel to Pakistan. And we uploaded somewhere around more than 10,000 minutes of videos of our interviews that we had appeared in during our trip to Pakistan. These are mostly in Urdu language, but these were with renowned TV stations and some YouTubers as well, including Bold TV and Arch TV and Sama TV. And these are very informative videos, so feel free to access them on our Facebook page. You'll find most of the answers there, and education about how important it is for you to not deal with any local agents in your local market who are always ready to deprive you from your hard-earned money, and they are not authorized as well. So a lot of information to explore on our website and on our social media pages. So feel free to get in touch, and thank you very much for joining us today. So until next time, I say goodbye to all of you, and thanks, and we'll be in touch. Take care.